we are pleased to be speaking with Kelly Reider, founder of English Learner Portal.
So Kelly, it's great to have you with us today. I know you're so busy, so we're really lucky to have you with us. So let's jump right into it and have you tell us about your background.
Sure, happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation. It's always great to see your faces. I'm Kelly Reider. I live in Maryland in the United States, and I have 25 years of background working in public education here, Maryland, North Carolina, with various roles from ESL teacher, classroom teacher, school administrator, district ESL program coordinator, different roles. And so after 25 years, I was realizing that the growth of the programs around me were taking me more toward administrative tasks and less toward the part of teaching that I love, which is actually teaching and working with teachers and sharing pedagogy and best practices, and just the excitement and the reward you get when you see teachers try new things and feel better about their craft. So that led me to take a break from the public school system and give launching my own professional development business a try. So that's where English Learner Portal came from. And we're a year into full-time working with teachers, and I couldn't have asked for a better year. It's been amazing.
Wonderful. So where do you work and what do you do exactly? Is English Learner Portal a full-time thing that you do every day, all year long?
English Learner Portal is my main work. It's my company. I work with a few colleagues like Frank and others we work remotely, or we work together from time to time for workshops. So day to day, I'm either working from the home office developing online course content, because we have an online school where teachers can log in and learn more about teaching pedagogy and building community online. So we're doing a lot to build that material up. We also travel around and do workshops with teachers face-to-face, so I get to go different places and meet a lot of teachers. Outside of English Learner Portal, I'm also a part-time trainer, licensed facilitator with the with the WIDA consortium, and the cat has decided to become famous, so you have to don't worry about who's behind me. So yeah, I train part-time also for the WIDA consortium, traveling around for them. So lots of meeting people, traveling, building and developing training plans.
Yeah, I'm excited about working with you on online stuff. So you have about a dozen colleagues working with you on online courses.
Amazing.
Yes, Frank has a course that he runs through English Learner Portal. We have another colleague, Laura, who runs a course that's all about family engagement and working on that side of the English learner world. We have a couple different colleagues, Sarah Saeed, who has one about culturally relevant teaching. We have a couple different instructional pedagogy courses, and I'm really excited about a new one coming up in the fall about elementary writing that's going to be done by Ruslana Westerlund from the WIDA consortium. So going straight to the experts in research for that one. So.
Kelly, so WIDA, you've used that. What does that stand for?
WIDA is World-Class Instructional Design and Assessment, and it's a consortium out of the University of Wisconsin in Madison. And a few years back, when the federal law was passed that all school systems need to adopt research-based standards and assessments and screening tools for their ESL programs, the WIDA consortium joined into that and developed standards and assessments that people can use to meet federal law. So the WIDA consortium allows us to stay in compliance and provides great resources. So in the United States, there are 39 of the 50 states belong to the WIDA consortium, so it's a large group who are using the same information, and now a lot more international outreach from them as well. They provide the research and the development behind the standards in what we teach and how we teach it for English language development.
Well, it sounds to me like you have access to a lot of expert teachers with insights into good pedagogy, good teaching. So Frank and I are, of course, very curious about what makes good teaching for you. I mean, could you share some of your insights into good pedagogy?
Sure. I mean, we have the same themes that run through everything we do, whether it's online or in person or through Zoom coaching with teachers, that first and foremost, it's relationships. You can't teach someone who you don't understand or who you can't relate to. So working with our students to really understand them, where they come from, what their background knowledge is, what makes them tick, trying to have our teachers get comfortable putting themselves in a culturally uncomfortable place so they can understand what our students go through. That's always our number one, of really looking at things through a cultural lens. I would say the next biggest thing I share with teachers is just the power of oral language and interaction between students. That quiet classrooms are the enemy of language development, and that so we work with teachers on a lot of strategies and protocols and ideas, pedagogy around building oral language as a support for literacy, taking from spoken to written language, including a lot of discourse, getting students to really get past that turn and talk and get into deeper conversations about academic topics. And to help teachers structure those conversations so they're productive and they're on target, and especially our young students don't wander off into other conversations. And so really working on that pedagogy of how do you structure a classroom that no matter what you're teaching is truly recognizing that language is a part of it, whether it's math or science or social studies or any topic, helping teachers see the language so that they can support that as well as the important things from their content.
Kelly, you probably work with a lot of different kinds of teachers, different experienced teachers and novice teachers. What in particular do you do to help novice teachers?
For novice teachers, really the first thing we do, again, is that relationship building, that understanding that between us and the novice teacher as coaches, we have to build that relationship of trust and setting the tone that teaching should be a safe place where you can say, I don't know, and please help me, and not feel bad about it or not think you have to know everything. I think setting that culture for new teachers is crucial because there's so much stress on a new teacher. They need to feel comfortable saying, you know, help me. And then also, again, reinforcing how crucial it is that they find ways or find their style in developing a rapport with their students and really letting it be a personal relationship with those students so that they can learn from them. From there, with novice teachers, it's just one thing at a time. Try one thing, get that down. You don't need to throw everything and the kitchen sink in that lesson. Let's get really good at a couple of things, and then as you get comfortable, we'll build on slowly.
That's great. So what are some projects you would like to promote, and how can we help you get your message out? We're trying a few different things. Our main goal with the English Learner Portal is to find ways to connect people, especially in English language development or the ESL world.
a lot of our teachers tend to be more isolated. They might be part-time in a school, or they might be the only one with no department. It's not like the math department where there's 6 teachers, or first grade where there's a team. A lot of times they're alone. They don't have a lot of interaction with other ESL experts on a regular basis. So our first goal is to bring everybody together. We're developing now, not quite ready to be released yet, but by fall we're hoping to. We're developing an online space that is a community where folks can join in and share resources and have conversation. We're now including Facebook private groups with all of our courses so that we can build a little community and have a place to share information and be less isolated. Our online courses, we just last week launched our first course in our new online platform, and that is EnglishLearnerPortal.mykajabi, Kajabi.com. And at our online school right now we're running one course as a trial to check out our new format, and I love it. It's beautiful. So we're bringing teachers from all over. We have teachers from an international school in China in the course right now. We have teachers from across the United States. The online school is a great place to bring people who feel isolated out there in teaching together as a community and to talk to each other. Through those courses, we also do Zoom coaching meetings like this, so you can put a face with the person and make it a little more personal. So I would say as we go through the summer and move into the fall, we're going to be moving more courses like Frank's course that he teaches into the new format so that more and more teachers can come into that community and participate with us. Mm-hmm. We're also just available. I mean, of course, we can always come to you and do workshops in person if that's what you prefer. But just to be here to send a note or say, you know, I'm struggling with this particular situation or this student or this context, and can you help us out? We love that as well. So, and to connect you with other experts or resources that we know of that have had the same situations. I would just encourage everybody to reach out and become part of the community and let us connect each other to resources to help us all.
That's fantastic. It's a great service. So let's wrap up with the 3 takeaways that you'd like to leave teachers today.
I think my, which you could probably guess by now because I've mentioned it a few times, but that building relationships, whether it's teacher to student, teacher to teacher, like what you're doing with your Little Rascals series, is really reaching out to people to bring them together in using technology in a way that is helpful. But those relationships between peers as teachers, between ESL and content teachers, between teachers and students, it's what makes this career, that's the value of it, right? I would say number 2 would be to be aware and be cognizant and really notice the language in everything you teach. Just take a minute and step back from the content, and if I'm thinking about fractions, then let's think about the language that's behind everything that I do each day so that I can help bridge that gap for students as well. And I would say my last part is to get involved in a professional development community where teachers do talk about pedagogy and they talk about barriers and they talk about successes. And you can have a support group and a brainstorming group. There are so many different ways, whether it be Twitter or online courses or Facebook groups, that you can reach out. So I would encourage everybody to do that, to reach out and get involved and build your community of support.
Well, thank you very much, Kelly Reider.